Welcome to Wednesday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Whiz. I'm the Chief Option Strategist here at TGO, and a very historic day all around. First of all, we have the Fed entering uncharted territory, folks, with trying, well, they're going to give us a heads up this afternoon. Ms. Yellen, the commanding officer of the Fed, is going to give us an idea of how she's going to unwind that balance sheet that they've been putting on for about a decade, folks. You know, they got involved in capitalism, and now we're going to see what happens when they get involved in capitalism. Today's also historic. Why? Because our Full Throttle launch, folks. Today at 1 o'clock, you're not going to want to miss our accelerated retirement live trade brief. That's at 1 o'clock. If you haven't registered for Full Throttle this week, there's still time, plenty of time. We still have, what, about 3 or 4 live trading events. We have 2 today. We have accelerated retirement at 1 o'clock with me, and I'm going to cover a top secret trade, a tactic that many of you have never heard of, and it's called a Tredge. It's a trade and it's a hedge put together. We're going to get bullish on volatility out a couple weeks because it really does seem like the end of days. Whether Rocket Man's speech at the UN yesterday, horrific earthquake in Mexico, or the devastation going on right now in Puerto Rico, really does seem like the end of days, guys. So it is time to get long volatility. But today at 1 o'clock, we're going to talk about that in accelerated retirement. My accelerated retirement portfolio is my second best performing portfolio, and that's the retirement one, folks. And then you're going to meet tonight at 8 o'clock Doug Robertson. He's our vol arb trader, volatility arbitrage, easy for me to say, trader, and he teaches our Full Throttle training. In addition to tomorrow morning, you'll be with him at 9 a.m. for his advanced live trade brief. Guy's an egghead, and that's a compliment, man. 500-pound head, ones and zeros, guys. Spreadsheet, implied versus historical vol. Very, very smart dude. You're not going to want to miss any of these. And then I'm going to wrap up Friday at 1 o'clock with our weekly options live trade brief. Currently, we have a SPX bear call spread that's on. That's looking pretty good. I think it's up $600-700 in essentially 2 days. And I think we're going to get a little bit of a sell on the news here with Janet. But here's where you need to go if you haven't registered. If you've already registered, as you know, you'll get a link an hour before the webinar today. So look in your inbox around noon Eastern. All times are Eastern, folks. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/join FT. Okay, that means join Full Throttle. Make sure you put in your cell phone number if you want to get a demonstration of our text alert service, folks. Yesterday in our primary live trade brief, sent out 2 text alerts, and all the folks who opted in to give us their cell phone number got those. If you, after you register, do me a favor, go over to here, go.topgunoptions.com/FT, Full Throttle, replay. FT replay, and you can watch the session from yesterday where we put on a new bull put spread, a front month trade on Apple, and we also got bullish all the way out to January 19 on Facebook, and a little short-term neutral. We did a long call diagonal with a protective put on Facebook. Great trading session yesterday, and we also covered the S&P 500, that SPX bear call spread. So a lot of great stuff going on here. Now let's get to it. Phenomenal speech yesterday, folks. Huge. It was who was it? The UN ambassador from Venezuela said in broken English, hey, you know, I didn't know what time period we were in. I thought we were in the Cold War, and I was listening to Ronald Reagan. That was probably the best compliment the president could have gotten from Venezuela about that speech. Thought the same thing. Of course, the media, CNN, I force myself to watch CNN every once in a while to see what the stupid people are doing. Their faces were melting off. Hillary Clinton on what's that jerk show, Stephen Colbert or something, you know, with the Nazi salute. Thank God that woman is not our president. He did exactly what was needed. He spoke the truth yesterday directly to world leaders and stuck the finger in their chest and said, hey, man, the guy who came here last year or a couple years ago and crawled in here and bowed and apologized for what? I have no idea. He took all that shit back and said, hey, country that's threatening to annihilate and kill Americans with nuclear weapons, we will wipe you off the face of the earth, man. Incredible speech. And oh, by the way, Iran, that nuclear deal that Obama, the 4 unmarked airplanes full of pallets of cash. Remember, it was euros, folks, because if it was dollars, it would have been illegal. Not that that guy, you know, isn't used to doing things illegal, like targeting political opponents with the IRS or using the NSA to tap Trump and Paul Manafort, his campaign manager, which Clapper, Comey, Rice, all these people denied ever happened. Now it happened. the dude was right, man. Don't get me started. I'm furious with what's going on in this country. Richard Nixon has to be spinning in his grave that he got in trouble for what he did. But Barack Obama, let me use the NSA to eavesdrop on political opponents and target them with the government's most feared arm, the IRS. Great speech. Didn't go over so well with a lot of people. I don't care. That's the way we wanted it to go over. Loved it. Here's the problem with it, though. Not only did we have that going on yesterday, but we have the FOMC getting ready for today. And when you see the words, the Fed's about to enter into uncharted territory, as an options trader, what should you immediately be thinking? Volatility, VIX. Yesterday, folks, we still had a single-digit VIX. It was around 9 something. I think we got above 10 by the close. Ladies and gentlemen, this is nuts. You have got to attend the accelerated retirement session at 1 o'clock or watch the replay, which I'll post when we get done. The fact that the leader of the free world stood in the United Nations and said, I'm going to wipe you guys off the face of the earth is nuts. If this were old market, pre the Fed getting involved in capitalism, with the financial tsunami, the VIX would have been at 60, 70, 80. 9, 10? Are you kidding me? When vol is this cheap, folks, you buy it. You buy it with both hands. When it's expensive and it pops, you sell it. And we're going to talk about that at 1 o'clock. You can't miss this because Janet is going to be talking about today their portfolio reduction plan. Let's call it the PRP. A lot of, Operation Twist, quantitative easing, QE1, all these things, the taper. Now we have the portfolio reduction plan. Going to be very, very interesting, folks. This really is uncharted territory. And as an options trader, again, when you see the words uncharted territory, get ready for one of these, one of these, one of those, one of these, and then get ready to what? BTFD, buy the frigging dip. It seems like everything, there has been no Fred Sanford, grab your chest, this is the big one, I'm coming, Elizabeth. It's not happening, folks, but it is going to happen. I know a broken clock's right twice a day, but this thing is going to come. Everything reverts back to its mean, folks, whether it's volatility or this market. Look how hypoxic. Look how much airspeed. We're at stall speed up here, guys, and you have to be hedged. Don't get me wrong. I just put on a bullish trade out to Jan 19 on Facebook. Why? Because whether it was 9/11, the financial tsunami in 2008, the dot-com bubble, the 1987 crash, all of those things, what happened at the beginning of the Gulf War? The markets recovered. So yes, we can put on a Jan 19 bullish trade. And as a matter of fact, if Facebook does get slammed, when, not if the market implodes, you add to the position. You take those disaster puts we placed, grab the cash out of them, buy more Facebook. I'm fired up, guys. We're having a lot of fun this week in Full Throttle. Bulls, completely desensitized to risk. Stock panic bid crash at the open on Monday to a 9 handle on the VIX. It's just nuts, folks. We still have the Republican. I don't even want to bring it up, but the media is talking about somehow in the background Republicans might pull a rabbit out of their hat in the next 11 days and repeal and replace Obamacare. Sold. Please don't even talk about that, media. Talk more about the tax cut, and especially as a business owner and an S corp, give me some freaking tax relief. Google, Apple, Facebook, have paid zero in federal tax. I'm not even going to tell you what I pay in federal tax. Don't get me started, folks. It's disturbing. It sucks. So, good stuff going on. I need to get going because I need to start prepping for the rest of the day and everything like that. Remember, folks, if you haven't opted in, this is the first time you're hearing about our Full Throttle launch. Don't worry about it. You can watch all the replays on this page right here. Go.topgunoptions.com/FT replay. Full Throttle replay. I strongly recommend you watch both the Monday night introduction, the welcome aboard, and then yesterday's live trade brief with the Apple, Facebook, and S&P 500. But make sure you log in. If you're not or opted in, I'm sorry, you won't get the invitation to attend the rest of the sessions. Go.topgunoptions.com/joinFT. Most important announcement I have is that during the accelerated retirement brief this afternoon, I'm going to open the 50 Full Throttle slots. As of me typing this into the address bar, look at how many people we have, options traders, stock traders, investors of all levels registered for our Full Throttle sessions. Let's take a look. Menline numbers don't. 7,258 as of 8:22 this morning, guys. This afternoon, I am going to open 50 slots. 50 slots only, not 51, not 58, not you calling in 2 weeks and going, hey, can I get a full throttle slot? The answer is no. By Friday, maybe even Thursday, these 50 full throttle slots were gone. We've actually had people contacting support after Monday night's brief when I didn't even do any live trading, asking how they can get a slot. We don't do that early. We don't give people the link. I'm going to fire the starter's gun this afternoon in accelerated retirement, and that's when the 50 slots are going to start counting down. And historically, usually by Friday, we're done, folks, and we close the doors. Next Monday at 1 o'clock, I'll do my weekly options live trade brief with 50, along with my current members, new full throttle members, and we're going to get airborne without you if you don't grab your slot today, okay, or before Friday, and they close. All right, so have a great rest of your day. I'll see you at 1 o'clock. Watch the replays if you haven't joined us yet. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you at 1 o'clock. God bless. Happy hunting, and make sure you're hedge. I'll see you guys.